Hello, Dolphin fans, and thank you for coming on the Miami Dolphins Mood Channel. Today, I'm going to be explaining on why I think that the Miami Dolphins secondary has the potential of being one of the league's top 10 secondaries. Okay, so let's just dive right into it. All right, first off, you know that Brian Flores, he has a defensive mentality. You know, that's why he was brought over from the Patriots with the type of defenses that he ran last year and especially in the playoffs and in the Super Bowl. Um, so this is where Brian Flores thrives. Not only in the secondary but in defense in general. And because of that, I think that the secondary is going to get boosted because of just because of him, because of the schemes that he has and the way that he's able to make plays with his players, right? Put the players in the best position, and things of that nature. So, just because of that, I think it's going. Just because of Brian Flores, I think that the secondary is going to be better. This is my opinion. Just because he's coming in, all right. So that's one of the factors. And then, of course, let's go into the players, right? I mean, you got Xavier Howard, right? He's one of the top cornerbacks in the league right now, right? Last year he tied with the league lead with 7 interceptions last year, and he also missed like 2 games, at least 2 games, with an ankle injury at the end of the year. Okay, he's a shutdown corner. You can leave him alone. You can leave him alone. The quarterbacks aren't going to try to throw his way too much, right? Because it's a 50-50 that he might get that interception. And his cover skills are just they're elite. So it's definitely something, and definitely something to look forward to this year. Every year that he's been in the league, he's improved, and he still has room for improvement. So that's going to be something nice to look forward to with this upcoming season. All right, so Xavier Howard, that we'll start off. We started off with him. Then, of course, in the backfield, you have Rashad Jones, right? Rashad Jones, with everything that's been going on, I know he didn't make it to the volunteer camp, and people make a big deal about it, or somewhat of a big deal about it. But he's usually done that. He's practiced on his own, and he doesn't really miss any mandatory practices. But putting that aside, he is still one of the best safeties in the league, I believe. Right? He's still, even though he's 31, he's getting up there in age. He's still, is up there. Hopefully, he can recover off of his shoulder surgery that he had. That just comes from hitting over and over throughout your career. So I hope he heals up from that. But he's still, I consider him still one of the top safeties in the league. Okay. Other things you could say about him, he's a playmaker. He gets interceptions himself. He forces fumbles. He, recover fumbles. He gets sacks. He's just all over the field, right? So I think we got those first two. We got some solid players right there in the secondary, right? Then we got T.J. McDonald, right? T.J. McDonald is kind of the same player as like Rashad Jones, but Rashad Jones is a little faster. All right, but they're kind of the same player, and he's good. He's good in the box as well. He's better in the box against the run support. He's a sure tackler, just like Jones. His cover skills, they're good, but they're not elite, right? But he is a solid safety. Okay, and okay, so we can move on now. We have Bobby McCain also. All right. Bobby McCain plays a slot corner, which is one of the hardest positions to play on the defensive side of the ball. All right. You got to cover all the slants, all those quick guys, and it's you can cover many different people, and it's just it's more difficult because you got a lot of people trying to set a screen or a pick, where you're trying to cover them or go across the field, and you're usually in the traffic. So that's why it's something that it's difficult. It's a difficult position to play on the defensive side of the ball, right? Okay, and he has good cover skills. He usually right there with the player that he's covering. Right, he can improve on a couple of things, but it isn't a lot. But he is a reliable slot corner. Okay, we extended him last year, and he's getting paid well. Because he does well on the field. All right. Then also, of course, you got the rookie Minka Fitzpatrick. And Minka. I mean, I don't know what you could say about last year. It was a hell of an effort by him. Just a good year from a rookie, right? To he played safety, the boundary corner, and he also played slot, right? He played all those, and he played them rather well. The slot he played the best for him, but he actually out of college that was the primary position that he played. So it's kind of like we got Bobby McCain already, so it's really hard to put him there like that. But that was like his best position that he graded out on. But he did good in all of them. Now he did draw a few penalties last year, but being a rookie and being inserted to so many different positions and important positions on the defensive side of the ball, it's it comes to be expected, him drawing penalties and things like that. I believe that in his second year, he's going to make a big jump because of the way that he's, they said that he studies and he just works hard at it. Then he's going to jump, and I think that Brian Flores is going to use him a lot better, than he was used last year, and I'm thinking, this is my opinion. I'm thinking that Brian Flores is just like going crazy on how many things that he could do with Fitzpatrick. He is literally a Swiss Army knife. And I'm excited to see the jump from last year to this year. I'm excited to see what happens. Because last year he didn't play like a rookie; he played like a veteran. And I'm not taking anything away, or I'm not putting anything on. He played like a veteran. So very excited about that. Now I'm not done with the list, but that's a pretty good amount of people that we got back there. Okay. Now we do have a boundary which is somewhat open, right? The DB that's going to play, the cornerback is going to play opposite of Xavier Howard. The number 2 cornerback, which we've been trying to find for a few years, actually. Right now, we signed Eric Rowe from the Patriots. Right, and he played. He played. He wasn't a starter. He was in the rotation. He's good. He was under Brian Flores' defense last year, so he knows the terminology. He's already ahead of the game because of that. And they really like him. He was a high draft pick when he was drafted. They like him, so they brought him over from the Patriots. So that should be exciting. He's trying to battle out for that other corner position that's available. So I want to see he's battling with Cordea Tankersley, which I think Tankersley, if he gets it right, like he gets everything, he learns everything and it just, absorbs within him. He just learns the position the way it needs to be played in the NFL, right? I think that he could do it. He showed potential. Of course, he's gotten burned, right? He's gotten burned, and he's been out of assignments and things like that. But I've also seen the potential there. More his rookie year than last year, right? And then also we got Jamal Wiltz, which he was in the practice squad for the Patriots last year. And I think it was 2 years. It was 2 years total that he was in the practice squad. And I heard his name come up a few times in the other OTAs that they had, right? But remember, those are without pads and all that. But still, they say some good things about him. They say that he was a developmental player that they had with the Patriots. So that's something to look out for when training camp starts. I mean, today's the 21st, so the rookies came into camp today. And the veterans come in on the 24th of July. So it's about to heat up, but I mean, I think this secondary with Xavier Howard being, the shutdown corner, right? You got Rashad Jones, T.J. McDonald, and Minka Fitzpatrick because he could fit all three in the backfield, right? Then you have Bobby McCain in the slot. And then either Eric Rowe, Cordell Tankersley, or Jamal Witz, right? Or maybe all of them could be on. Xavier, Rashad, T.J. McCain, Fitzpatrick. All in because and roll because they could have. There's packages that Brian Flores has, which has 6 DBs out in one in a out on the play, right? Got stuck there for a second, but yeah, So I believe if they're able to form a type of chemistry within themselves, plus the added effect of Brian Flores of his defensive scheme, right? Because the talent's there, the talent I see it there, right? If the chemistry could get good, and Brian Flores can just put him in the best position, or create schemes that is just gonna magnify their skills, their certain skill set, or their talent, right? That it should be a top 10 secondary in the league this year. Okay, and that's why I feel they will be. Thank you for listening. That's pretty much it. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, comments, you can leave them down below. And I appreciate your time. Go Dolphins.